recording. All right, go ahead. You can shoot whenever you're ready.
Yeah, I mean, they're not super focused on exactly the diet that you're talking about, because I
Yeah.
honestly I believe you. I take your word for it, because I was watching one of your videos last night. It was um the one where you're talking with the dude with, I think, the ponytail.
Yeah.
Uh,
Ben.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and you were talking about like how usually people get out of DPDR
Yeah.
is like, like your stress levels or your anxiety levels like lower enough
Right.
to where like you feel like all right. And um like I completely agree with that. Like sometimes um it, like for me, so like what I was gonna ask you is like, um did you ever do any type of like meditation or like mindfulness along with like the stuff that you did?
Yeah, definitely. I think it really helps because meditation and stuff, from what I know, it kind of helps you get into like your breathing. It teaches you a lot about breathing correctly and focusing on your body and kind of being like the watcher of your own thoughts and not being attached to your thoughts.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think it definitely helps. And
Yeah.
yeah, and I think anyone that has depersonalization or has like anxiety or depression would definitely benefit from meditation.
Yeah. Like for me, so also I was gonna when did your depersonalization like start?
For me, it started when I was 14.
14, and it lasted to your 21.
Yep, until I was 21.
Yeah. Yeah, so mine has been since I think I was either 17 or 16.
Okay.
And for me, like you, I think you said like what started with smoking weed.
Yep.
For me, I took LSD,
Okay.
and it was like completely like, you know,
Do you
I
take
think
a
that's,
do you take a full dose, like a full tab, or was it like
oh
a
bro, I
small?
took, yeah, like a full, I went on like a little couple months there where I think the first time I took it, I took just like one tab, but I was so completely out of like what the fuck
Yeah, yeah,
I even thought was possible,
yeah.
that like, and it just scared the fuck out of me. Like before I took it, I'd never had a panic attack or whatever,
Mm,
and I think I'm pretty sure I had one before that, and obviously,
yeah.
and so, you know, yeah, since probably my junior or sophomore year of high school, pretty much like struggled with this shit.
So you had it when you were 16, 17 years old. How old are you now?
I'm 20. I'm about to turn 21.
Okay, so you've had it sort of like around 3 or 4 years.
Yeah,
Okay. And it's kind of that
yeah,
thing where it's never gone away.
yeah. It's never gone away. Like there's been certain moments. I don't know if you've had the same. Like there's been maybe like an hour, like
Mhm.
or like a day where I'm like I feel like a little bit better, but I still in the back of my mind there's like something wrong that I don't, because like there's a couple years there that I had no idea what the fuck was wrong with me. I thought I was just like had gone crazy
Yeah,
from taking like LSD. Like I was like, well, I'm fucking crazy. Like,
yeah,
and I don't know how to get back. Which again, like I'm sure like anxiety perpetuates like the DPDR, and then it's like kind of like a cycle type of shit. But um yeah, um
yeah. It was the same thing for me. Like when I smoked weed, I was the same thing. Like I thought that I had like broken my brain. Like I was like, damn, I just broke something in there, and now I'm never gonna be able to get back. But it's not true. Like
yeah,
and I've done psychedelics too. Like I've done acid, I've done mushrooms. Um, but it's not like don't think that you like broke your brain or something that you can't get back. Like you could definitely get cured. Like all DP, every depersonalization person out there, every person with anxiety, anxiety disorder or a depression disorder, can be cured. Basically, what happens is that I actually just made a video kind of explaining why we get depersonalization. I don't know if you had a chance to watch that.
I'm sure I did. I mean, yeah, I understand the thing, and I know, like, I've came to the, like, like, I know it's not I've gone crazy, like, I've
Yeah.
gotten that, like, I know it's depersonalization, and I know I can recover. Because, like, I've had what I was gonna get to is, like, I've had, like, this past month, not past month, but since, like, December,
Mhm.
I was like, all right, bro, like, fuck this, like, because I'd pretty much just be depressed, like, all day, like,
Yeah.
and scared to go out, scared to, like, communicate with people.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it same for you, but it's so hard to, like, even talk to a person
Yeah.
sometimes. I mean,
Yeah. I
right
had the
now
same
it's
thing.
fine.
Yeah.
It was so hard to talk to a person, and, like, I'd be trying to talk with them, and then my mind would just be going 1,000 miles per hour, and I wouldn't even be, like, in the moment, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I get you. Your mind's going like in all kinds of ways. It's hard to like keep your composure because your brain's going everywhere, but you're trying to stay focused on the conversation and try to stay present, but it's like almost impossible.
Yeah, it's so hard,
Yeah. Yeah.
but, um, fuck. See, and then another thing, like, I get is, like,
Like spaced
I think
out. Like spaced out.
yeah, but also, like, short-term memory, like, I feel like even right now I'm talking to you and, like, I just had an idea in my head, and I don't know, I kinda forgot it, but
Yeah, I used to get the same thing too. Same thing, bro. And
yeah,
actually,
it's so
a lot of people with DP have the same thing. Like they experience like a short-term memory loss.
yeah, dude, like,
Yeah.
it always happens to me when I'm, like, talking to people or, like, and it's gotten better and stuff, and I get less freaked out about it. I've learned that, like, all right, like, I forgot that, but whatever. Like, that doesn't make me, like, crazy. You know what I mean? Like, it's
Right.
just from whatever. But
Right.
um yeah, dude, that's actually kind of refreshing to hear you say, because, like, I've had I'm lucky because, like, in a way, like, depersonalization is, like, kind of rare. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
I feel like and like, the only place I would find it was, like, online, like, I'd look at the same thing as you for a while. I'd just find it on forums. Like, there wasn't really much on, even on YouTube, like, there's not really, like, recovery stories or whatever, like, this is how I did it. Like, there's a couple, but it's
Right.
usually, like, leading to some dude that's like, all right, buy my program, and then
Right.
the program's, like, probably bullshit. Like, it always looks so fucking sketchy, like,
Right.
um but, like, I have a kid that lived in my neighborhood. Like, we grew up together, but then we kind of parted ways through high school. But then we, like, relinked, like, 2 years ago, like, when college started, because I've stayed home. Like, I tried to go um uh to university, and
Hmm.
I had to come back home. Like, I was, like, terrified to even get out of my, like, dorm room and everything. But, like, I came back home, and this kid, um, I didn't know, but he went through the same thing. Not the exact same thing, but he smoked weed and he got DPDR. So,
How'd you find
um,
out? How'd you guys link up and know that you guys both went through the same thing?
well, we had a, like, mutual friend in high school
Mm.
that I like I don't know, like, I usually wouldn't even talk about, like, this stuff because I thought I was just crazy.
Right. Right.
And then one day I was just like, you know what? Like, I just started talking to this kid. I was like, bro, like, I've never felt the same since, like, doing this shit, and I think I have depersonalization. He's like,
Right.
oh shit, my friend or whatever has this, and I was like, who's your friend? And he's like, yada yada yada. I'm like, holy shit, like, I didn't know there was, now there's someone I physically know that I can fucking talk to,
Right.
and um, I don't know, like, that helped a little bit because, like, he's I feel like he's like fresh out of recovery because he just like recovered like last year.
Yeah.
And the weird thing also I was gonna go into is um like he's one of those stories like you hear about like a lot that's like, oh, I just kind of ignored it and it went away,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, it's weird, but
It
I
happens. Yeah, I think some people who don't have it like that severely can kind of like just live life and it'll just go away on its own. But then like there are people that if you've had it longer than like a year, I'd say, like did that guy that got cured just normally, did he have it for a long time?
yeah, he had it for like 3 years or four
Mm.
years.
And then he just
So
lived life normally and then it went away.
I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure he had a therapist and like a couple
Okay.
other things.
Okay.
But he said for the most part, which I feel like is probably a mindfulness technique, but like not giving power to it, you know, like
Yeah.
whenever it would arise,
Hmm.
you know, being like, all right, that fuck that. Like so in some way that kind of helped him, but
Yeah, yeah. Because when you don't give it power, you like lower your stress levels because like when you're always thinking about it, you're always like anxious about it, so you're constantly like stressed out all the time, and
yeah,
that makes it worse, and it makes it harder to like recover from. So when you kind of like if you can get to a place where you accept it or you kind of like just don't think about it, it really helps. Some people though, like it's super hard for them to like
it's
not think
super
about it.
hard, yeah.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
for me, like I've got so it's weird, like back to what I was going towards. Sorry, I'm like kind of like going all over the place.
yeah, yeah. No
But
worries.
um fuck. Uh shit, I completely fucking forgot what I was gonna say.
No worries, bro. No worries.
Um yeah, I don't know. Fuck. My bad.
It's all good, man. You can ask me the next question if you want.
Oh yeah. Um yeah, that was that. Short-term memory limitation. Yeah. Um I mean, I guess we kind of like brushed over this, but like yeah, when like I was gonna, I it mainly my questions were kind of just based on like how your symptoms of DPDR was like if it was like similar to mine, but
Mm.
um like um when you're talking with someone or whatever, and you know it becomes like hard to like communicate or whatever, um like fuck, where is it? Oh, I would start to feel like I'm acting almost, if that makes sense. And I've heard a lot about like people saying like they see their self like in third person or whatever.
Hmm.
And did you ever experience anything like that?
Well, I guess it depends on how you would describe that. Like, if I physically like saw myself like almost like a video game, no, I that wasn't like how it was for me. But for me, like I would feel disconnected from my body. Like I almost felt like my head was kind of like floating. Like I don't know, it felt weird. Like I wasn't connected to my body at all. Like almost like there was a disconnection from here down. Like I would look at my hands or like I would look at my arms and stuff, and I'd just be like, it feels like they're not mine. Like I don't know. It was a really weird feeling, like just this disconnection from my body.
Yeah. See, that's the one thing that I've never had. I've never like looked at my hands. I mean, I do get though, the one thing I get is like lights or whatever get
Yeah.
super like bright to me, and like when I'm looking, like my vision gets hazy, like it looks like there's kind of like a fog over everything.
Mm. Yeah, I
um
would get the light. The lights were the brightness of the lights. I got that too.
yeah.
Yeah.
um And the thing about that, where like you don't feel like yourself or whatever,
Mhm.
it's weird because like I've always had these like weird kind of moments since I was a kid. They never really freaked me out, but
Mm.
like I would look in the mirror and I didn't recognize who I was. It was like I'm
Mm.
looking at someone that I didn't know. Like, would that happen to you when you're
Yep. Yeah, it happened to me too. It would feel
yeah,
weird looking in a mirror and looking at myself in the mirror. It felt, yeah, like I wasn't looking at myself. It was weird.
yeah, like I don't know. Like I don't get that. Like that's not like a main symptom of mine, but I do have that now. But that's always kind of like I've had like I can remember back to when I was like younger, like I would just like, I might start looking at myself in the mirror and be like, wait, what the fuck? Like I don't recognize that guy.
Yeah.
Which would never freak me out, but yeah, like I don't know.
Yeah, that happened to me
Um,
too. When you said you felt like you were acting when talking to people, what do you mean by that? Can you like explain that a little more?
I don't know. I don't think it has like a deeper. I don't know if it's like a symptom or whatever, but I think
Yeah.
I was acting because I felt so like uncomfortable or whatever, and like
Yeah.
there's so many thoughts
Yeah.
that I'm trying to like see come across like
Just like you're fine. Like you're fine
I'm
or
fine.
you're having fun or something.
Yeah, like I'm having fun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, me too. I think
Yeah.
everyone does that. Like you don't ever want to seem like something's wrong because well, like at first you do kind of tell people. You're like, "Yo, I don't feel good. I don't feel good. I don't know what it is." But like no one can give you an answer. They're like, "You're fine, bro. You're fine." So then after a while of having that happen, like at the beginning, you're kind of like, "Okay, there's no point in me trying to tell people how I feel because they can't help me." So you kind of just put this act where you're just like, "I'm okay," and then you try to figure it out on your own. Because every time you try to talk to people about it, they don't understand you, and it's kind of like, "Well, why am I telling people if they're just gonna like
Hmm.
it's kind of like people that don't you don't want to ruin the mood, right? So you're like if you're talking to
Yeah.
other people, you don't want to like fuck the mood up, so you kind of just act like you're fine or you're having fun. So yeah, I think a lot of
Yeah.
people deal with that.
Yeah. I think see mine, I've always I've dealt with like social anxiety a lot of my life. So
Hmm.
like um for me it was never I've always had like a hard time like even talking to people. I mean
Yeah,
not super bad. Like it's just I've had like moments where like I'm like what the fuck? I can't even like talk to this person.
yeah. Or you
And
kind of you kind of probably like you kind of would prefer being by yourself sometimes rather than
yeah,
like talking to
but
people all the time.
yeah, but like the weird thing about that is like people try to describe like introverts and extroverts, but I feel like when I'm feeling like myself, like when I have my low anxiety and like my social anxiety is not there, I feel
Yeah,
like I'm an extroverted person.
yeah,
Um, but what I was gonna say, like you said, like you would go out and try to tell everyone, like I felt like I was so alone because like I had this social anxiety already,
yeah,
and then I got the depersonalization,
yeah,
and I was like, fuck, like I didn't know where to go, and like I also like I tripped with like three other dudes
hmm,
or two other dudes, and we all, I'm pretty sure, like well, we all definitely got it, and
mm,
they're I mean, I don't know. I don't know how they're doing now. I talked to one of them like
yeah,
sometimes, but I'm pretty sure. Like I don't know if you've ever came across another person um that's really in it while
mhm.
you were in it, but I don't know. I could kind of like tell. I don't know if it that could just be because like we both experienced the same thing, but like I can kind of tell that he's like not feeling it right, which makes sense because like you're probably
Yeah.
young.
Yeah, when I had it, I didn't really have anyone to talk to about it. No one in no one in my friend group had it. So I felt alone like you did. Like I was like, damn, I'm gonna have to figure this. I'm gonna figure have to figure this out on my own.
Yeah, and
So
you
yeah,
Yeah, and the tough thing is for like us, like you got it 14. What is that? You're like freshman year in high school?
Yep. Yeah, I was freshman.
Yeah, mine was like sophomore, junior year. Like we're like kids.
Yeah.
Like we have no idea what the fuck is going on, and like
Yeah.
we don't have like we can look up all this shit, especially like you can look up meditation and all that shit, but I'm not even gonna think about meditation as like a serious option,
Yeah.
or like shit like that. Like I don't know, like it's just so tough. It's like such like a fucked thing to deal with like as a kid,
Oh
you
yeah.
know,
100%.
because you feel even more alone because like one, you don't understand it, and then other people don't understand it, and
Yeah.
then you feel like the one person that you will find answers from is doctors because like
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
older people. They're
Yeah.
older people that they should know what to do, and then they have no idea, and you're like, holy fuck,
Yeah. Yeah.
fucked.
Yeah. Yeah.
That,
It's,
that
yeah,
makes
bro.
it
You're literally explaining. Yeah, you're literally explaining exactly what I mean happened to me too. Like I was like, okay, the only person that's gonna fix me is a doctor, and then you would go to the doctors, and they don't even know what's happening, and you're like, fuck, like I'm on my own. Like I really have to figure this out by myself. So
yeah.
yeah, I get what you mean. 100%.
Yeah, and I heard you talk about it too in your video, is that you didn't want to like tell your parents for the longest time that
Yeah,
you
yeah. I
smoked, and
didn't
then
I didn't tell
that's
them for like a month or two. I couldn't. I
bro.
was
I
just
didn't
scared.
tell. I'm back home living at home because I'm still trying to like figure this shit out. But I
Yeah.
didn't tell my parents until like a year ago
Uh,
what really happened, like how I told them I had depersonalization and like anxiety and stuff, but I didn't tell them
how you got it.
how I got it and stuff
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I don't know. I still thought like, what would they say? Like,
Right.
my parents are like super like they never even smoked weed or anything like that. So I
Yeah.
thought they would like freak out and like I don't know. I just thought the worst. But
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. This since December, I've really like I feel like I've grown a lot because I stopped drinking.
Hmm.
That was a big thing because um like I would just go out and literally like 3 days a week I would just get blackout drunk because I didn't like how like I was feeling. Like
Yeah.
I felt so afraid all the time
Yeah.
that it would, like drinking would take away the anxiety for a little while and
Yeah.
stuff. But even when I was drinking, I still felt so anxious, which is like it was so hard to escape. But like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I stopped drinking and I've done a couple things like meditation and um I went to group therapy and stuff. I do just normal therapy, and the main things for me that have helped so far are like meditation and mindfulness, working out, and then like I guess talking with someone.
Yeah.
And I think the main one is like mindfulness and meditation is like when I have those thoughts arise, those anxious thoughts or whatever, like those catastrophic thoughts, I'm like, wait, hold up. Recognize what that is. Like that's not something that you should believe or whatever. And
Yeah.
sometimes it doesn't work,
Right.
which kind of sucks. But that's why I'm pretty interested in your diet thing.
Yeah,
Um,
I really like my approach on it because yeah, like when I first started trying to like cure myself, I read a lot on the forums and like on books. There's a lot of books on DP too. And there are
oh
some
really?
programs that I would like torrent, like and in the programs and in the books, they basically say all the same thing, which is like talk to a therapist or try to kind of like do these steps to like overcome your trauma, right? And I would try it and I would do the things in these books and these programs, but they didn't work, right? And then the cool thing about my approach to it is that it doesn't matter what you think about because everyone online is like telling you to fight the beast with the thing that created it. And that's what didn't make sense to me. I was like, it's kind of like putting out fire with more fire. It's like it's not gonna.
Yeah,
You get what I'm
I
saying?
realize that because like sometimes like I try too hard to do like mindfulness and stuff, and then it does
Yeah.
the adverse. So
Yeah.
it's like really tough.
Exactly. Exactly. It's like that's why I like my approach because it completely it's a complete different way of thinking about it where it's like don't even worry about thinking about it. Just focus on your body. Like focus on because the body is kind of like the
This is something you can actually change and not have
right,
to,
right.
you know.
Like you can change it, your actions, and you don't even have to think about DP or think about not thinking about DP or
Yeah.
trying to do mindfulness and meditation and all these
Yeah, it
things.
has nothing to do with your mind. You don't have to worry about what's going on in your mind. You can
Right,
just
right.
focus. You do these things and it will affect your actual body.
Exactly, exactly. It's cool how it works because as you like eat the diet that I do and then have the good sleep and the good hydration, the anxiety and the DP just takes care of itself. Like it's so cool because it's like you don't have to think about therapy or thinking or whatever. It's just like do these three things, do it for a month and a half, and your DP will go away. Or it'll get significantly better. Like you'll get like 80% there. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll
Yeah.
start to feel a difference. Your existential thoughts will start to go away. Your anxiety will go away. Your social anxiety will get better. Like all these things start to
Do
get
you
better.
do you
And
feel
it's
like do you
go
feel
ahead.
like um you you know how you even were before depersonalization? Like did you have any anxiety or anything like that? Do you feel like you felt even better now that you're doing this, like it recovered even some of the stuff that you used to worry about
hundred
like
percent. So
before?
like 100%. So like when I was like, if you think about it, I got it when I was 14. So basically before then would be like you're a kid.
Yeah.
So when I was a kid, when I think back on it now, I think I did have like some anxiety or panic attacks as a kid. And it would usually happen when I watched like a super scary movie or like when something like
That's
traumatic happened,
when
you know?
you said that on the video, I
Yeah.
thought back and I'm like, holy shit, there was this one little night
Yeah.
when I was a kid where I learned about Slender Man, and I think it was
Mm,
like before Christmas, and I
yeah.
literally thought I was going to die that night.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And
I
it
had
was
a
like,
huge panic attack and
yeah,
shit.
as a kid, you don't really know what it
Yes.
is. Yeah, you don't
Yeah,
really
and
know
I
what it
thought
is.
about it now. I thought about it now. Once you said that, it just like bring a memory forward. Like when I was watching a video, you talked about the same thing,
Yeah,
and I was like, "Holy shit, that probably had a little effect when I was a kid."
yeah,
Like
yeah,
that intense anxiety and stuff, because like
yeah.
things affect you a lot more when you're a kid. Like that becomes who you are as a person later.
Right, right. And it's like it's not that those things affect us to a point where we can't get back to a like a successful level of thinking or like a good place. It's just that people like me and you and other people with depersonalization, we're just more sensitive than like the people that don't get mental health disorders. Like, because I know you probably have friends that have like eat like shit, they drink, they smoke, and like they're fine. Like they don't have any anxiety or depression.
Yeah,
Those people are just like not as sensitive as us. So we're more sensitive to things. And you have that since like you're a kid, right? And then
yeah,
even through teenage years and adulthood, we're just more sensitive people. It's not a bad thing though. I actually think it's like a strength if you can learn to control it. It's kind of like a superpower.
yeah.
And you were asking me about like, now that I'm doing this, do I actually feel better than before I even got DP? And I do. And that's why I stick to the diets. Cause like, it's given me so many benefits in my life. Like I'm just like I work harder, right? I I'm better in social situations.
Mhm.
I'm more successful because of the things that I do because I take care of myself.
Yeah,
You're able to be successful. And I think a lot of people
yeah,
with DP kind of have that thing where like they're like A type people where they like want to be successful and
yeah,
be
yeah, for
successful in life.
sure, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. I've when I talk to people, I a lot of people have the same personality as me. Like they want to be successful and then like they're like this thing is holding me back from that,
Yeah,
you know?
see, uh, for me, like I've struggled the past so this is basically my first year in college because I took
Yeah.
last year off. I
Yeah.
graduated 2019 and I played basketball my whole life. Um and like depersonalization kind of like messed with that. Like I started
Yeah.
hating basketball and stuff, and it was really hard to like do that.
Yeah.
But now that like I've experienced a lot less anxiety and everything, um like I really want to just, like fucking try it out, like
Mhm.
go and like walk on somewhere, like
Yeah.
just because like I know I'm gonna regret it later in my life. And I've had multiple people come up to me. I mean, I'm not like some crazy athlete, but I've had people come up to me while I'm playing pickup and be like, "Yo, dude, do you play anywhere? Did you ever play anywhere?
Yeah.
Like, you should go play somewhere and stuff." And like, you know, like you say, like you want to be successful and stuff, and like this shit, I feel like is holding me back so much because I fucking want to so bad. I want to go
Yeah.
fucking play basketball somewhere,
Yeah.
but like when I'm dealing with this shit, there's no way I could be like on a team,
Right.
like it's that's such a huge like talking to people, especially when I told you like sometimes when you're talking to someone you can't, like, how the fuck am I gonna be listening to a coach try to tell me fucking plays,
Right.
like, and fucking understand that shit if I
Yeah.
like have like a depersonalized moment where I'm uh
Or even like in a
this
game or
airline
something.
looks weird, like
Yeah.
look at
Yeah.
these people. I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, you're supposed to be shooting the ball right now, like what are you doing,
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. 100%.
And
100%.
like fuck, dude, like yeah, like I'm honestly, the one thing though, like about the diet, man, like I'm not gonna lie, dude, like it doesn't like the I can't bullshit you. Like the videos you posted don't look the most appetizing.
Yeah, of course, bro.
Like
Like we're American. Like we're American, dude. Like it goes completely against what Americans eat, bro. Like it goes completely against like, bro, I'm Mexican. So like we eat like tacos and fucking pozole and fucking tamales. Like we eat hella meat, and it's like, and even being American, like burgers and pizza and shit. And it's like it's completely different from the way American people eat. So I completely understand, but it's kind of like um
do you even
like what are you gonna do? Like what do
yeah,
it's like
no,
what are
yeah,
you gonna
exactly.
do? You know
No,
what
and
I'm
you've
saying?
had and the thing for you is like you've replaced this one thing and you've gotten such high results, like
Yeah,
it's worth like replacing it. But
exactly,
so
exactly. It's
like
kind of like
that's how I feel, man. Like I honestly, like I feel like I'll probably start, like what the fuck is there to lose? Like
right.
I have a couple months before next year starts,
Yeah,
and then that's when I could like try to, walk on a team.
yeah,
If I can actually get this shit like, you know,
handle.
hey,
Yeah.
that'd be fucking dope.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of like a trade-off because you're like, fuck, I'm gonna miss eating burgers and I'm gonna miss eating steak and shit. And it's like, yeah, like maybe at the beginning, but after you're in this for a while, you just realize like, fuck, man, my life is so dope now. Like what is the point of ruining this just for like a piece of meat or like that food that because after a while, bro, like you figure out how to like make the food really tasty, right? Like
Yeah.
how to make it like super good and like add certain seasonings and or whatever to your food to make it taste really good. And plus the fact that like think about it like this, like right now you want to play for a team and you want to get out there and play, but like imagine if you start doing this and now you're actually even playing better than most of your teammates. Like it's kind of like that thing where like you're like, damn, like I'm gonna keep doing this if I just keep performing better.
See,
Like
and
why would I stop? You know what I
that's
mean?
that's one of the things too, is like I've noticed these past couple months when I have myself lowered my depersonalization and my anxiety,
Yeah.
that like I've done, like, even though I'm just playing pickup, like I've played better basketball than I ever have in my life. And there's things that I do sometimes. It sounds corny, but like there's things that I do sometimes where I'm like, hold up, like I might be like I can actually do something here. Like I'm
Yeah.
actually better than I thought and stuff. And
Yeah.
I feel like even though I haven't had depersonalization my whole life, I know anxiety has fucked with my basketball like my whole life.
Yeah.
Because I remember like playing and shit, like like I could be having like the best game. Like I had this 30-point game or like 20-point game, and then
Yeah.
I become aware of what I'm doing, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit, I'm playing really good. And then I just fucking, you know, I get anxious about it and I start worrying. I'm like, what if I stop doing good? And then I,
Yeah.
you know, don't play well.
Yeah, and
Uh,
it's not even just the fact that the diet kind of gets like it gets rid of those anxious thoughts. It's also the fact
positivity.
that like this diet is like it I promote it as like a mental health benefit, but really, bro, the diet is just the way that a human body was designed to eat. So everything else gets better too. Like your weightlifting gets better. You're gonna be able to put more weight up when you're in the gym. Your athleticism, like on the court, you're gonna be faster. You're gonna be able to jump higher because when you're eating mostly carbohydrates and your fat is low, all that glycogen goes into your muscle, and that's what makes you bouncy. Like that's what makes you like be able to jump higher, run faster. A documentary I think you should watch would be really cool
Yeah.
is Game Changers. I don't know if you've seen that, but Game Changers basically talks about like these athletes that are like at peak performance and like they're on plant-based
Vegan.
diets.
Plant.
Yeah, you should check that out for sure. But it's like it's not only gonna improve your mental game, it improves physical game too, like
Yeah.
in sports. So it's like
Yeah.
another reason to do it.
Yeah. That's fucking dope. I was gonna ask, I know you like do all this plant stuff. Do you ever do like Beyond Burgers or like stuff like that?
Yeah, for sure I do. Like
Like,
if I'm out with like friends or family and there's like a Beyond Burger and I'm in the mood to eat one, I'll eat it. I will say this though, like when I eat it, I feel it. Like I'm like I don't feel DP, but I feel sluggish. I'm like I don't feel as good right now as I do on my regular diet. Like I can tell I'm kind of sluggish, not thinking fully like fast. I'm kind of like eh, I wake up and like I'm not in that like sharp zone that I like to be in. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But yeah, you could definitely eat that stuff. Like it's not it's
Y-
not that big of a deal. When you first get on it though, I would say that your body is so sensitive that you kind of want to be strict as fuck about it. But after you've conquered DP, after you're like, bro, I'm cured. Like I'm fucking completely cured. Then you can start to like dabble in shit. Like you can like maybe have meat once a week or like as on the weekends or have a Beyond
Yeah.
Burger. It's up to you. But when people first get on it, I really want them to be like strict because I want them to
Yeah.
feel. I want them to have that experience of like, yo, I'm getting better because that gets you like addicted to it. If that makes sense.
Yeah. And I would want that. I don't want to like bullshit this stuff. Like I want to like go
Yeah.
like completely like just vegan whatever until
Yeah.
like or you know just stick with the fucking program because like
Right.
that's what I feel like I'm at a good point right now where like I have done like discipline in this past couple months. Like I like try to wake up early and I feel like
Yeah.
I'm in, you know, like I feel like I can actually start that kind of stuff.
For
uh,
sure.
and uh I know you talk about like low, okay, it's like what is it, high carb,
High
what
carb,
is it?
low fat, low protein.
So um like no oils or whatever, what is the fat like?
Yeah, yeah. So most people get their fat from oils, butter, mayonnaise, um,
Dang, no mayonnaise.
meat, like meat and stuff. That's where most people get their fat from. It's like either you eat you're getting the fat from the meat, like red meat, chicken, fish, whatever, or you're getting it from oils like olive oil, coconut oil, corn oil or butters. Like, and I say just like completely take all the animal products out and take all the fat out of your diet and just stick to just carbs, man. Rice, beans, potatoes, fruit smoothies with sugar, bro. Fruit smoothies, like banana smoothies with sugar, fucking magic, bro. Like it sounds weird because it's like, what does that have to do with my mentality? What does that have to do with depersonalization? But I'm telling you, bro, when you start to do that and you put like five ripe bananas in the smoothie with like 200 grams of sugar, and you drink that, you're gonna feel really good and
So
really
much.
calm. You're just gonna feel good as fuck.
Really.
And yeah,
And the sugar, like, it's
completely
fine.
fine. Sugar is a problem when you're eating too much fat, when you're eating too much
Okay.
oil.
Like fucking
Right.
candy and shit.
Right, exactly. Like a chocolate bar is like it's sugar and oil together. That's where you run into problems. Or like a donut. That's sugar and oil together. What else? Cookies, cakes, pasta. Like a lot of like when you go to an Italian restaurant, they're gonna serve you pasta, which is good, but then they're gonna put a bunch of olive oil on top, which is bad.
Uh,
So you can have all these foods like pizza, pasta, all these foods you can have. You just got to make sure that you cook it yourself so that you can cook it without oil.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, when you have pasta or whatever, what do you put on top of it? Do you just
So
have the
like,
pasta
so
plain?
what I would do is maybe like you can go on YouTube and find like how to make a tomato sauce with no oil. You can make it like super tasty. There are some seasonings I can like send you. Like there's like these mushroom seasonings that make it taste really meaty, like
Mm,
really savory and meaty.
mhm.
And then so I'll make a nice sauce, and then I'll just maybe chop up some mushrooms, bunch of mushrooms, and then put some soy sauce on the mushrooms, make them taste nice,
Mm,
and then I'll have like a mushroom marinara pasta.
mm.
Tasty,
Okay.
good.
Yeah. I think I heard you talk about like Indian food or
Yep.
something.
Yeah, a lot of
Um,
Indian food is vegetarian, so like Indian food's good too.
but doesn't Indian food have a lot of oil in it? No?
Yeah, it does. If you go to a restaurant, it does, but you can learn how to cook it yourself and cook it without oil. Like that's the biggest thing that's a hurdle for or an obstacle for most people. It's like if you don't know how to cook, there's gonna be a learning curve.
Tough.
There's gonna be a time when you're gonna have to learn how to cook. And when I
Yeah,
first started, I sucked. Like I fucking sucked at cooking, but you kind of get into this mentality of like, okay, I'm starting to see the benefits, so I'm gonna make this shit work no matter what. I'm gonna figure out a way to make the food tasty. You know what I mean?
yeah, I've been cooking for a while, so I'd be
Yeah,
fine on that. But
yeah.
yeah.
But you
All right.
figure it out. You figure it out as you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's about it for all the
Perfect.
questions I have.
Cool, man. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think these like question and answer videos really help because like imagine if I already had this up on my page and you came across it, you're probably gonna think this is super helpful because it's like all
Yeah.
these questions that you have, I know
Yeah.
like thousands of other people also
Yeah,
have the
there's
same questions.
specific people have different things with depersonalization. Like I've seen
Yeah.
other people with like social anxiety also with DPDR and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
So
you know.
other people have like OCD, like obsessive compulsive
Yeah.
disorder. Other people have
Yeah.
like what's the other one? P post traumatic stress disorder,
PTSD.
PTSD. So it's
Yeah.
like everyone kind of comes with their own baggage, but all of these things come from the same source.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
all come
Yeah.
from the same thing. So
Yeah.
all of them can be cured for sure. But I
That's
like to
awesome.
hop on these Zoom meetings with people because I know everyone has like different questions, but the more content I can put out, I know the more people I can help. So
Yeah, dude, that's
I think
dope
it's
as
the best
fuck.
way to do it.
Hey, bro, like I've thought like when I started like feeling better, um, I was always thinking about like fuck, like I want to share this information like one day, like if I
Yeah,
finally get better, because I know there's so many people out there.
yeah,
And I feel like what you're doing right now, you actually fucking have research behind it, which is dope as fuck.
yeah,
And I mean, bro, like that's awesome. Like,
yeah. Like I didn't put out my page until I was like I had cured my DP for at least 2 years, right? Because I didn't want to put out info and then be wrong about it. You know what I mean? I wanted to make sure
yeah,
like, okay, I've cured DP and it hasn't come back for 2 years. Now it's been 4 years and it hasn't come back. So now it's like every year that passes by that I don't get any symptoms and the fact that I
yeah,
can just handle stress a lot more, it
yeah.
just it just
And
cements the
also
fact that
you're talking to other people with DPDR and it's not really bringing flashbacks.
yeah. Like I can completely immerse myself without it triggering me. So I just
Yeah.
know that, man, this shit just fucking works, man. Cause it's like it's
Yeah.
the way that the human body works. And it's like I know that if other people were to do it too and do it correctly, they're gonna get cured, man.
Yeah.
It's just the way it works. And So
for
yeah,
sure.
that's kind of why I put out the info, because I know it's gonna work.
Yeah. I mean, the past like 3 weeks, I've like posted to YouTube just like little videos of like updates or
Yeah,
whatever. Cause that's how I found your page. Cause I think it was Michael.
yeah.
Um, he commented under my video where it was like an update of mine, how I was
Mm.
feeling. And it was like, yo, check my buddy's page out. And then I went to you and I was like, oh, hold up.
Shout out to Michael.
Yeah, shout out Michael.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
dope. Cool, man.
All right. Yeah.
All right, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate your time, and thanks for hopping on with me, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you. It's been like really helpful, like everything that you've said. And I don't know, do you want to get can I get like your number or something? Like, cause
Yeah, yeah,
I actually don't get on. I had to re-download Instagram and stuff because I try to stay off all social media.
yeah, yeah.
So I
I'll
guess
send
I'll
you.
just DM you or something.
Yeah, I'll send you my number on the DMs, and then we can connect through there. You can just ask me questions or off anything you got.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Cool, man. All right. Take care, bro.
All right, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Later.